What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I did want to make a quick video today and talk about a few things here on Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown that honestly I do feel like a lot of people have been thinking about, or honestly at this point in time in this game's life cycle, I think almost everybody's probably thought about it. But I really do think Season 5 was a bit concerning in multiple areas, but also I gotta admit, guys, it kind of makes me wonder for the future seasons of this game as well. Now, the one thing I do want to say right off the bat, though, is we are indeed getting a hotfix next week for test drive, which honestly, dude, it really is needed. Am I right? I mean, let's be real, guys. The game desperately needs this to hopefully get it to a more stable, kind of playable state. Am I right? But some of these changes, if you haven't seen this, though, is the AMD 9000 series crash. That is apparently going to be fixed. We have the HDR issue, which is, the flashbang you get if you turn the HDR on and off. Gotta love it. The URS not be given to players after. I think that has to do with the pass. Then we will have other various crashes. For me personally, even logging on this game today, bro, okay, guys, you know what's kind of insane? Even logging onto it, it took me 4 crashes to get on the game, bro. Like, it crashed hitting continue in the menu, so this will hopefully fix that issue, because if you can't even log on to the game without crashing, probably isn't going to give you a lot of confidence. We'll then also have other fixes noted by the community will be confirmed later this week, such as the gold, silver token redemption poker fixes, and the bloom issue. So it does look like we will end up getting more fixes on top of that. Again, all of this hopefully should be in the hot fix. The fact that you can't even claim the pass is kind of insane, so hopefully that will fix it. I also do remember in Season 4 having a similar issue there, but the main thing I did want to talk about here, guys, to be 100% honest though, is seeing the launch of Season 5 does honestly worry me even more for the future of this game. And I have made other videos in the past like, will this game make it to year 2, which obviously we're going to be going into year 2. But here's the thing I have to admit though, is anybody else just a little bit concerned about the future of Test Drive Unlimited, man? Like, I'm not saying this game is going to fail, or, well, that's kind of an argument in itself, and I feel like people can probably be like, well, about that blocked. But here's the thing though, I do feel like looking at the Season 5 launch, does it make anybody else wonder a bit, like, is every single season gonna break stuff, man? Or, bring all kinds of bugs and just unplayable things in every single season, so then we'll have to have a patch for a patch to fix a hot fix? Like, bro, it's just kind of something I do think about, because every single season has broken something. And before you guys say it, I'm not saying only Test Drive does this, by the way. Other games do the same thing. Even Motorfest has had updates that have broken things in the game that took 3 or 4 months to fix it. So it really is not just Test Drive, but it is a bit concerning as you kind of look at like the overall timeline of the updates and seeing what you get and then seeing the issues that come with it. So it does make players wonder, like, we finally get into Season 6, which is March, right? Something like that. If we get into Season 6, is that going to run good? Will it be fun? Will everything, work? Will we have crashes? Will there be new bugs? And then when we finally get the houses, are those also, coming into the game with no issues? Will we have bugs with the houses? Will it glitch out and we buy a couch or something like that? Like, if I buy my lamp, will it glitch out and I'll buy like 50 lamps, then I can't sell them? Like, kind of makes you think about that stuff, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's probably a valid concern with players. Like, if you are looking at a lot of the updates, noticing the issues that are coming with it, we're probably expecting even more issues in Season 7, Season 8 when the house is released. Who knows at that point, as we might end up seeing even more problems. Now, one thing I gotta admit right off the bat on Season 5, the biggest thing, guys, I am glad that the long races have been fixed, so you can now grind all of them, make more money, and to be honest, I've been having a lot more fun with that. It's pretty much all I've really been doing on this game, and then occasionally I'll see a taxi mission. I'll do one of those as well. The biggest thing I have to admit, though, is yes, we did end up getting a graphics update, which is good, don't get me wrong. I do feel like the game does look better, but the issue I'm having is the game doesn't run better. You know what I'm saying, man? Like, I understand you're looking to update the entire graphics thing and, make the game look better, but shouldn't one of the main priorities probably be making sure the game runs better instead of looking really good but not running good? So yeah, the graphics might look really good, but it's still very hard to play because of the frame drops and stuff like that, which I do know we will probably end up getting some type of mid-season update or something for optimization. But it kind of makes me wonder, like, will this game ever really run good? Like, will it ever really be very stable in the future seasons? And if not, then can we expect it to have bugs like how it is, or, the visual issues, different stuff like that had on consoles that you're having. I wonder if that stuff will remain kind of forever. I guess only time will tell on that stuff. The biggest thing, guys, I have been seeing a lot of players talking about Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown after this season because a lot of people were expecting Season 5 to really get this game back up there. And to be honest, guys, I gotta admit something though, with the launch of this game, dude, with how bad it was, to be real, it is insanely hard to recover from that, dude. Like, let's be real. That launch was so dang rough. Anybody that thought about getting this game back then or wanted to get it probably got a very sour taste in their mouth and like, nah, bro, I'm good. I'm not going to get this game. Maybe when it's like $15, I might grab it. And even then, they might buy the game for 20 bucks and they still might not enjoy it because they might have optimization issues or the game might crash or they download an update for like a new season. There's nothing but bugs and issues. And they're like, dude, what even is this? Game's over a year old and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that just makes him not want to get the game, which honestly I do kind of understand that. Like we're what, like 14 months into the game, something like that, or 13, something like that. So we're basically over a year into the game's life, and by the time of houses, we'll probably be pushing 2 years. Will the game be very stable by then? Will the servers be working better? Will all that stuff actually be better? That will give players a good experience overall, guys, because I know everyone has discussed it. We really can't hide from it, am I right? I mean, Grand Theft Auto 6 is literally around the corner, and also Forza Horizon 6 is as well. Let's be real, guys, when those games do release, the overall fan base and player base of Test Drive is probably going to go down even more than it currently is. If I had to guess, like, the full-on player count of this game, maybe with both consoles and PC, what do you guys think? Maybe 10 to 15,000? That honestly might be a little bit too much, man, with how the game currently is, dude, because I would say a lot of people might have this game, but they might not even be playing it with the issues, because if you log on after like 4 or 5 months and you have problems, that probably doesn't look very good. And that's also something I did want to ask you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are you actually excited for the houses? And the thing is, when they do finally end up getting into Test Drive Unlimited, are they really going to be worth it, man? Because I did actually say this a while ago, but apparently GTA 5 is also getting mansions or something like that, and then Grand Theft Auto 6, I am sure, are probably going to have houses and apartments, and we don't know if we can customize the interior of those yet, so that will end up competing alongside Test Drive. Now, what if all the houses in this game might not end up being what people thought? Maybe it might end up being bare bone, maybe it's not as good as people thought. We all do know it's like a social space, have your friends over type of thing, or park the cars in the driveways even though you can barely see anybody in your lobbies because cross region and cross platform and all that stuff doesn't exist. So you pretty much barely ever see anyone in your lobbies, which is honestly an entirely big issue in itself, dude. Like, honestly, cross region is something that really needs to come into this game, but again, that could be almost a year from now before we end up getting that. That is something I was seeing a lot of people talking about in the Discord, like they did end up adding poker. If you guys are trying to play poker, I think you have to play it with people, so AI are not there. And if you guys are in a region with basically nobody, guess what? You can't play poker. So I really don't understand that design. Like, I don't know why they don't just have AI in there. I mean, Grand Theft Auto did it, right? You could play all those games in the casino with just no one if you want to. So I think that would have been better if Test Drive would have did it like that. And honestly, I'm kind of surprised they did not have AI for the poker thing, guys. Like, a lot of players probably wanted to try poker and play it, but if you have no one to do it with, it is probably kind of hard to play that game mode, am I right? And as I said before, if the entire fan base or player base of this game is 10 to 15,000 people, if the game is not cross-region or cross-platform, basically nobody will probably end up seeing anybody in their lobbies. I mean, I'm going to be North America on PS5, guys, and I think I might see one or two people once in a while when I'm driving around or doing stuff. I am pretty much always by myself, so if I am, other players are also probably by themselves. So how do you play a game mode that needs people where you don't have cross-platform or cross-region to find people to play a game mode that needs people? And we also have PvP that's required to go to the same race and the same region and the same platform as you. Like, what? Like, if you actually say that in one sentence, bro, it does sound kind of crazy, doesn't it? And hopefully we will end up getting that PvP hub, which is honestly probably way too late for that. A lot of people are not going to be caring about PvP in 7 months from now. So, yeah, that's kind of a big L there, as that was like a whole thing about this game was the entire rank thing, and that kind of bombed, and then we're gonna finally have the lovely PvP hub, which no one is gonna be playing PvP. So what? But I don't know, guys. I think about this stuff. I think about the future of this game. And to be real, I'm not trying to be negative or anything like that, but it is kind of hard to look at this game and play it and look at the past year of updates. We all do know the live service model on these racing games. Like, honestly, guys, all of them, it doesn't work, dude. 3 or 4 months in between updates to give you like 1 or 2 hours or maybe a week, and that's being very generous of content. It's normally not a week. It's probably like 3 or 4 hours of stuff to do normally. And people are like, well, don't play the game that much. If I jump on the game for an hour a day, maybe 2 hours a day, if this is the game you want to play on your free time or something, it still is not going to last 5 months, bro. And most racing games won't last 4 months. And I'm saying that because any racing game, Motorfest, Need for Speed, a lot of those live service things just don't really work. Although I gotta admit, Unbound did it pretty dang well, man. 75 items in the lovely pass there. The multiplayer on that game was fire. Oh, and also it was cross-play and cross-region, so that kind of has a big difference there for everything. But I don't know, guys. Like, I just think about the future of Test Drive and seeing the previous season, seeing Season 5 and stuff, and then also noticing the amount of bugs it did end up bringing is probably not going to have a lot of confidence in the entire fan base when a new update does end up dropping. Everyone is probably like, oh, I wonder what Season 6 will end up breaking in the game. You guys know what I'm saying? And I think at this point, yeah, something will probably end up breaking. Like, what if the houses don't work or something in Season 8, bro? We don't know what is going to happen, or is it Season 7? I don't know. I'm mixing up all the seasons. Either way, what if those end up bringing all kinds of problems? What if you can't access some of the furniture? What if it bugs out and it takes a week or two to fix it? Like, it just seems like a patch needs a patch for a patch and stuff like that. And I kind of wonder that these games do have Q&A teams on them, and yet a lot of these bugs somehow slip by, which is kind of insane. Either way, guys, I could probably keep yapping about this, and honestly, like, I do like Test Drive, okay? I want to see this game do good, but to be honest, looking at the timeline of things and where it's at right now, I really do wonder if the game will ever truly get to its potential, man. And the thing is, will it stay on long enough to do so? Because I have thought about this a bit. If Nacon really wanted to, bro, they could literally turn this game's servers off tomorrow, and there is nothing anyone can do. You will lose everything you have because obviously it's multiplayer only. There is no single player aspect or, offline mode to it. So what if they decided to do that, man? Because I'm trying to look at all the aspects. Like, is this game making Nacon money? Are they going to make money from 10 to 15,000 players on the game? Or they're going to try to milk the current players? Like, it really does make you wonder about this stuff, dude. And will this game's future actually be there? Could we see this game get to somewhere's potential that, Test Drive is? I don't know. Kind of makes you wonder. And, over a year and a half from now to where we'll probably have houses, let's say next fall of 2026 again, which will end up being a few games that I would say is most likely on the side of taking a lot of players away from basically every other game, which is GTA 6, kind of obvious, Forza Horizon 6, and who knows, we might even see other racing games get announced next year. We don't know, because it is still very early for that matter. So all of that really does make you wonder, like, this game will end up getting updates, we will end up having bigger games releasing that will probably take the fan base away, and on top of that, who knows what else might end up coming out or getting announced or something that can take even more of the small player base away from this game, which makes you wonder, like, will Test Drive have a future? Is the player count big enough? Is Nacon making money from it? Or are they pretty much just gonna, like, end the game in like a year? No one knows, and I feel like that's one of the biggest concerns of many players, which at this point is honestly very valid. One thing I gotta admit, guys, right now, 100% to end this off with, is I'm kind of tired of them going, let's release the game now and patch it later. This is something a lot of the newer games have going for it, where they basically release the game being half finished, then they try to patch the game and give you promises and different things about future seasons, and then hopefully it gets there where most of it just feels like promises, and a lot of things never really seem to be what they should have been if the game would have released finished. But instead, no, let's release the game now and fix it later. Which one do you guys think actually works? Do let me know your thoughts on Test Drive in the comments below. What do you guys think of this game's future? Will it make it? Will this game get turned off? Will we even see houses? Is the potential of Solar Crown lost forever? Or will it possibly get there one day?